Assalamu alaikum and welcome everyone. Today we are discussing a very important and misunderstood topic, toxic positivity. We often hear phrases like just stay positive or good vibes only, but sometimes these statements can do more harm than good. So today we will explore how to recognize toxic positivity and how to handle emotions in a healthier way. And joining me for this insightful discussion is our special guest ChatGPT. Let's begin. ChatGPT, let's start simple. What exactly is toxic positivity? ChatGPT, let's start simple. What exactly is toxic positivity?
Absolutely. Toxic positivity refers to the excessive and insistent focus on only positive emotions and ignoring or invalidating genuine negative feelings. It can be harmful because it kind of discourages people from expressing their true emotions and can lead to feelings of guilt or shame for not being upbeat all the time.
Why is toxic positivity harmful even though it sounds encouraging?
Yeah, it does sound encouraging on the surface, but the harm comes from the fact that it dismisses real struggles and emotions. When people feel pressured to always be positive, they might hide their pain, avoid seeking help, or even feel isolated. Over time, that can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even depression. So it's really about finding a balance and allowing space for all emotions.
Okay, how can someone differentiate between healthy positivity and toxic positivity?
Great question. Healthy positivity acknowledges and validates all emotions, both positive and negative. It encourages hope and resilience while also allowing space for genuine struggles and concerns. On the other hand, toxic positivity tends to dismiss or minimize negative feelings, pushing an overly optimistic perspective that can feel invalidating. So, the key difference is that healthy positivity embraces the full range of emotions and supports genuine emotional expression.
Okay, what are some common phrases that represent toxic positivity?
Yeah, definitely. Some common phrases include things like just stay positive, it could be worse, good vibes only, or don't worry, be happy. These kinds of statements can unintentionally dismiss someone's genuine feelings and pressure them to hide or suppress their struggles. It's all about context and the intention behind the words.
Okay, why do people use toxic positivity without realizing it?
Yeah, often it comes from a place of good intentions. People might genuinely want to help or uplift others, and they think that focusing on the positive will be encouraging. Sometimes it's also a cultural thing where there's a strong emphasis on optimism and resilience. Plus, some people might not be fully aware of how their words can impact others. So it's often unintentional and just comes from wanting to support and comfort.
How does toxic positivity affect mental health in the long run?
In the long run, it can really take a toll. When people feel pressured to always be positive, they might end up suppressing their true feelings, which can lead to increased stress, anxiety, or even depression. Over time, this can cause a sense of isolation or shame because individuals might feel like they're not allowed to struggle. It can also hinder them from seeking help or support, ultimately impacting their overall mental well being.
Okay, how does toxic positivity impact relationships, especially close ones?
Yeah, it can definitely create some distance in relationships. When someone is always pushing positivity and dismissing negative emotions, it can make others feel unheard or unsupported. It might discourage open and honest communication, making friends or loved ones hesitant to share their true feelings. Over time, that can lead to misunderstandings, feelings of resentment, or even a lack of trust. So it's really important for relationships to have that balance of empathy and genuine emotional expression.
In workplace, how can toxic positivity show up?
It can show up in a bunch of different ways. For example, someone might constantly say things like, just look on the bright side. Even when someone is sharing a real challenge or a difficult emotion, it can also appear as minimizing someone's feelings by saying, it's not that big of a deal, or you should just be grateful. It can even be seen in social media where people only share the positive aspects of their lives and never the struggles. Ultimately, it shows up whenever there's a emphasis on forced optimism at the expense of genuine emotional expression.
Okay, what signs should a person look for in themselves to know they are experiencing toxic positivity?
Some signs to watch out for include feeling guilty or ashamed when you have negative emotions, constantly brushing off your own struggles, or feeling like you can't be authentic with your feelings. You might also notice that you tend to minimize other people's emotions or feel uncomfortable when others express negativity. Another sign is feeling pressured to always be upbeat and avoiding any kind of vulnerability. These are all indicators that toxic positivity might be at play.
Okay, how can someone respond politely when others use toxic positivity on them?
A good approach is to gently acknowledge their intention while also expressing your feelings. For example, you could say something like, I appreciate your positivity, but I'm really struggling with this right now. You can also redirect the conversation to acknowledge your feelings first and then find a balance. Another tactic is to set boundaries by letting them know what kind of support you need, like simply listening or validating your emotions. Ultimately, it's about open communication and helping others understand what you're truly going through.
Okay, what are some healthier alternatives to just be positive?
Absolutely. One great alternative is practicing empathy and active listening, where you really validate someone's feelings without judgment. Another approach is offering support and encouragement that acknowledges the difficulty of the situation, like saying, I'm here for you and it's okay to feel this way. Encouraging healthy coping mechanisms like mindfulness, talking to a therapist, or even just taking small steps toward problem solving can also be really helpful. Ultimately, it's all about creating a safe space for authentic emotional expression and offering genuine support.
Okay, how can parents avoid using toxic positivity with their children?
That's such an important topic. Parents can focus on creating an open and non-judgmental environment where kids feel safe expressing any emotion. Instead of dismissing negative feelings, they can validate their child's experiences by saying things like, it's okay to feel sad, or I understand you're upset. Encouraging problem solving and helping kids name their emotions can also be really beneficial. It's also key to model healthy emotional expression themselves, showing that it's normal to experience a range of feelings. Ultimately, it's about fostering empathy, understanding, and open communication.
Okay, how can someone practice genuine positivity instead of forced positivity?
Great question. Genuine positivity really starts with acknowledging and accepting all emotion, the both positive and negative. It's about being authentic and allowing yourself and others to feel what they feel without judgment. It also means focusing on resilience and growth, looking for constructive ways to navigate challenges while still maintaining empathy and compassion. Another key part is practicing gratitude in a balanced way where you recognize the good without ignoring the bad. Ultimately, it's about being present, being honest, and supporting yourself and others through the full spectrum of emotions.
Finally, ChatGPT, what is one powerful reminder you want everyone to remember about emotions and authenticity?
I think one powerful reminder is that all emotions are valid, and being authentic means embracing the full range of what we feel. It's okay to experience joy, sadness, anger, fear, and honoring those emotions leads to greater self awareness and deeper connections with others. It's really about embracing vulnerability and knowing that it's a strength, not a weakness.
Okay, thank you so much, ChatGPT, for shedding light on this important topic. Today's conversation reminds us that positivity is beautiful, but only when it's honest. Our emotions with joy, sadness, anger are fair, deserve space, respect, and understanding. Real strength is not pretending everything is fine, it's acknowledging what we feel and growing from it. To all our listeners, remember you are allowed to feel, express, and heal. This is Ruj Aslam signing off. Take care, stay emotionally honest, and Allah Hafiz.
That was beautifully said. I'm really glad we could dive into this topic together. Thank you for the thoughtful conversation. And if you